I'm gonna do. I did two on the D line, and it's Tyree Tucker and Dominic Radcliffe. Those are the PFF guys that I was talking about. I mean, everyone watched Tucker. He was essentially unguardable. He's like 6 foot 298, I think is his size, and he's just 6 foot 298. He's only a redshirt junior this year. That dude, he's like the next guy in my opinion. That is like he's stout. He's like a fire hydrant. Can't be moved. He gets under guys. I mean, he's the play of the year for IU. With the Pons interception against Washington, probably. Who was in the backfield instantly? It was Tyreek Tucker knocking the quarterback's hand. So him and the transfer Dominic Radcliffe, big fan. Both of them. I think they're more nose tackle
Yeah,
like sort of stout squat guys. But I'm excited to see both of them. Those were my two breakout guys because I think Radcliffe. People are talking about Wheeler. I know you guys are big fans of Wheeler. I think he's a good player. I just wanted to see Radcliffe because literally I don't see anybody talking about him. Essentially, he's kind of a forgotten guy, and I thought he was going to be. I do think he's going to be a huge help on the defensive line, which we talked about. It's going to go for there's 4 guys at least on in just the defensive tackle spot that essentially look to me like they could play on any team in the conference.
They're deep. They're really deep,
super deep.
Yeah.
So
for me, I like the Tucker pick because on my 2D or on my 4D for D tackle, I have Tucker and Wheeler as the 2 starters, and then Radcliffe and Burris as the next 2 behind. Right. Radcliffe behind Tucker being the nose. Yada yada. They're all going to play. It doesn't matter. My breakout on the D line is the guy who I think is going to be the big time third edge for this team, and it's a guy who we already talked about. It's Ndukwe, number 17. He changed his number up to 17. Seen, the biggest thing with him was putting on the weight. I saw the clips. I think he put on the weight. He looks quick. He's in a clip every day. And him just like doing the bag drills or whatever. And that's a guy, if we can get production from him, like I'm talking like 4 or 5 sacks from him, that's game changer because I'm expecting Greg Middleton has the single season sack record with 16. I'm just putting that out there with Mikael Kamara. We'll see. But yeah, if we can get 5 extra from Ndukwe, I mean, that's a havoc of a line considering what's coming up the middle. You already have Kamara coming off the edge. We'll see what obviously Landino would be like my second. It's kind of a guy we kind of need based on the personnel right now, a guy we kind of really need to take that next step. And based on the amount of PT he was getting and him coming from that JMU class, let alone, do you know this stat? He played D tackle in high school. He had 96 tackles his senior year. Do you know about this, Jamie? 97. Yeah, 97 tackles as a D tackle, which you would think they'd run the opposite way of him, but he would still get 97 tackles. So it's crazy to think about. But yeah, him, Landino and Ndukwe, their development on the edge, I think is going to be one of the biggest things to look at. As like I've said, I think they're going to go portal. I mean, right now it's looking like Turvey, unless Collins breaks out, which we talk about.
Yeah,
there could be that 4th edge that we might need. Would be nice to.
I mean,
but in Ndukwe and Landino, it's very important that they take that next jump.
The Depy Brothers are 2 kids who we've really heard almost nothing about that are definitely still in that room that could factor in on the edge there as well. But
and you can see, sorry to cut you off, but if you watch some of the videos they put on Twitter, the younger Depy, or I think that's how you say it, he's like legitimately 6'6", like he's super
ginormous.
Long. Yeah, he's a big dude. Still needs to add weight, obviously, but yeah. Anyway, he's exciting. And then his brother was a former top 150 guy, and then kind of fizzled out at Michigan State and hurt himself. But I mean, that guy, if he can actually put it together, you have another legitimate 6'5", 260-pound guy that looks like a monster off the edge. So yeah, I agree. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. But Ndukwe, real quick, because we've been big fans of him for a while. If you go back and again, high school film is high school film, but this is a kid who's playing wide receiver, linebacker, and coming off the edge. You already talked about he blocked 2 punts last year. That's not by accident. That's schemed up.
Player.
You put that guy in a position to do athletic things because he's a freak. obviously they looked at the freakiest, most athletic dude in their class and were like, we're going to put you on the edge. And so he wasn't big enough to play there last year. So like somebody like Landino is going to have a little bit more hype coming into this year because we actually got to see him on the field. But like I'd put Ndukwe right there as like, those are two guys that are going to be on the line making really big plays. Like the number change is significant. Going from 91 to 17 isn't just like, I'm going to stand on the sideline and be number 17. Like, no, you're probably going to be on the field.
100%. I think, again, they didn't add the linebacker and defensive end. They didn't add anyone. I mean, again, let me go back to my sheet here, but it looks like after, I mean, we'll talk about it here in a minute because my breakout for tight end was Sam West, and he just entered the portal today. I know if you take out Sam West, they only have 80 scholarships. They said they're going to get to 85, and that's it. That's what Sig said. He said there's some sort of penalty. I'm not sure. I can't really find anything. If you go over 85,
it takes away from it sets a lower cap, I think, for revenue share.
Correct. That's what I heard, but I haven't seen that in writing anywhere. I just heard Sig talk about it. I think the basketball is similar. It's like over 13. It's the same thing or something like that. But yeah, so I mean, they only have 80 guys right now on the roster, so they have 5 spots. I almost guarantee they're going to use them. I don't see why they wouldn't. So anyway, we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see if linebacker and defensive end specifically. But if they don't, that means that Ndukwe, Landino, hopefully Tadarius Collins, who I didn't talk about, as he made an absurdly athletic play and then he just never played again because he was injured, essentially. So they have talent there. Can those guys put it together? And I think even if we're not be able to watch the game, watching them, seeing how they act in the portal will tell us a lot about what they think about those two rooms moving forward.